Hello aspirants, welcome to our channel Disc Civil Services in Detail, guiding aspirants to become officers. Let's begin our session of the Hindu analysis of September 22nd, 2025. As usual, we begin our sessions with the most impactful quotes. Here it is the one. The most effective way to do it is to do it. This is very much applicable to the aspirants who are preparing for competitive exams. Of course, it's applicable to everyone who is very ambitious and passionate. See, we prepare our plans, schedules, and we often postpone or we procrastinate things most of the times rather than focusing on doing or implementing the plans effectively. So whether you are planning, whether you are preparing any schedule or whether you are making a timetable or something, please make sure you should have to stick to it to get the desired results. Unless until you start working, you start doing, plans won't turn into results. So for getting good results, you have to work hard, and that's the main reason for adding this quote. सो जब भी हम कुछ ऐड करते हैं, कुछ बताते हैं, उसके अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा मीनिंग होता है और बहुत ज़्यादा सोचने का समझने का होता है. आपको ये समझना है कि आपको कुछ हासिल करना है तो करना ही है और उसके लिए अभी मेहनत करना ही है. एंड रिमेंबर, इफ़ यू आर सिंसियरली वर्किंग टुडे, ट्रस्ट मी, योर टुमारोज आर गोइंग टू बी लाइक वंडरफul. So let's quick start, give a glance into today's important articles from the Hindu. So first most one is about this H1B fee, which was in news since last 3-4 days, and there was lots of discussion started. अरे क्या है $100,000 per year, वो ये बोल के, after tariffs, after Chabahar port waiver revoking and all these things, this is the other weapon he just stroke with. So it's not now. Again, the embassy came out and they announced it like it is not for annual, it is one time fee, and no need to get this panic and all these things. But remember how it is going to impact both the students and techies, especially this technology, artificial intelligence, software, and all these things, as well as how it is going to impact our people who are strongly dependent upon. मतलब ये सोचना पड़ता है कि एम्प्लॉयमेंट के ज़रिए वहाँ जाके रह के कर रहे हैं और पढ़ाई के लिए जाके रह रहे हैं, तो हाउ इट इज़ गोना इम्पैक्ट. सो instead of solely depending upon nation for some tariff, some trade, or some economy generation, you should have be ready with your own preparations too. So these kind of things makes you, मतलब जब challenges आते हैं, tough time चलता है, तो you will be like prepared and you will be definitely come out with some sort of solution to face that challenge, no? So even I explained this concept when we were discussing about tariffs. See, India is the nation where everyone said nuclear reactors, space technology, rockets is not possible for a nation like India. But see, today we are the one almost top in space technology. सो सिमिलरली टैरिफ का, इकोनॉमी का, एग्रीकल्चर का जब ये डिस्कशन हुआ था तब भी मैंने वही बताया, अभी भी वही चलेगा. ऑफ कोर्स इट इज़ गोना गिव इम्पैक्ट, बट वी हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर. मतलब एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशंस के लिए, एजुकेशंस के लिए, टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज हर चीज़ों के लिए वी हैव टू बी वेरी मच प्रिपेयर्ड एंड वी हैव टू कम अप विथ अदर ऑल्टरनेट्स टू. PM Modi terms the GST 2.0 reforms a festival of savings. See, since GST revamp 2.0 started, they said it's a festival offer, it's Diwali's Dhamakadhar offer, as well as at the same time he mentioned that it is gonna revamp not only one sector but almost every sector of the economy, every section of the society in many ways. Like in this article again he mentioned about this vocal to local kind of, मतलब ये पहले भी आया था when festivals like Navaratri, Diwali, Ganesh Chaturthi are on sales regarding these gifts and these festival related offers and all these things. At that time also he said that vocal for local, instead of going for some branded items जो आर्टिसंस होते हैं रूरल बैकग्राउंड से, ट्राइबल बैकग्राउंड से, ट्राइबल एरिया से, कम्युनिटीज से, उनके चीज़ें खरीदने के लिए सोचो. इट विल बी लाइक गिविंग livelihood for them, improving their economy also. In this article he again mentioned this like it's government's target is to focus on, like the way we say Atidhi Devo Bhava, similarly it is here he mentioned about Nagarik Devo Bhava, that citizen is akin to God, kind of. And he also mentioned about Bachat Utsav hai, matlab it's a kind of savings, and he all the time mentioned every time he is mentioning about this Viksit Bharat 2047, as well as in this, to achieve this, for this he is mentioning about, many times he mentioned even in his Independence Day speech, Atmanirbharta, that is self-reliance. Or as well as he also mentioned about this make in India jada karo, focus karo, and this is gonna definitely boost the country's micro, small, medium enterprises. And proudly we are saying that Swadeshi, matlab Swadeshi goods jo hai, the way Gandhi ji promoted Swadeshi movement, same he is saying ये स्वदेशी गुड्स जो है, लोकल गुड्स जो है, उसको प्रमोट कीजिए, ताकि जो अपने नागरिक हैं उनका मतलब what it's called consumption or production within the nation ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, instead of we depending upon someone else for trade and everything. You should focus on boosting domestic consumption. This is what the main motto of this government. This is all about GST. Mohanlal dedicates Phalke Award to Indian film industry. He said in a deep sense of humility and gratitude here, uh, I'm just overwhelmed, and I'm dedicating this to Indian film industry. After 4 decades of this career in acting more than 400 films, he bagged 5 national awards. So when it's a kind of person in news, even if you have seen this recent IB exam which happened on 16, 17, 18, there are lots of personality based questions from sports, awards and all these things. So whenever anything appears which you feel like, yes, this is the highest civilian award or something in that particular field, you have to make a list, because there are high chances of getting questions on personality based, especially from awards. So now you check what are the other relevant awards he got and what are his contribution to different field, especially to the field of cinema. That's it for now. Just remember Dada Saheb Phalke Award for this year. He's bagged by him. That's it. And yes, Batukamma festival image I added because it's there in the digital version. See, for the students who are writing TGPSC and even the one who are writing other state services also, you may get a question on this festival from culture or from festival perspective, like the order or chronology of the festival. Sadal Baskamma, sorry, extremely sorry, Sadula Baskamma, so Atkula Batkama, itla cheptaru kada. So Atal Batkama, so all these chronology they may give, and they may ask you to arrange them in order. And even on I think Feb 28 or something, the government is going to organize a big event in LB Stadium, and Telangana government is trying to achieve some Guinness record this time, and they are also coming forward with a few awards, like saying the one who is going to present the very beautiful Batkama is going to get some gifts and all these things, awards and medals and everything. So this is all about this slide. This information is there in other papers. In this Hindu, this slide, the pic is only there. I have added this information for your clarity. India assures Nepal help in rebuilding damaged structures. When Nepal Genji protests were in news, I clearly mentioned we as a nation has to check what we can do and how it is going to impact both in migrations, immigrations, and how it is going to influence our Genji too. And even I mentioned being we focusing on neighborhood first policy, the other nations like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, every other nation is facing some kind of or passing through some kind of crisis, whether it's what is called administration failure, or whether it's economic crisis, or whether it's natural calamities. So I clearly mentioned India in this tough time is sustaining so strong and even standing as a standing as a global leader. We are focusing even to achieve the third most and later on to top one in the world. So in this scenario, you have to understand and you have to what it's called assign all these points in one frame and just try to write thing related to India and its neighbors and the crisis challenges the other nations facing and what can be done from other side to help them. For this article, you just remember we are coming up with a few helps. Even our Honorable PM assured that we are going to help Nepal in whichever way we can do. So this is all about it. Okay, Indian Air Force legendary workhorse MiG-21 to fly into sunset on September 26. So there will be a ceremonial fly past and decommissioning event will be held at Indian Air Force base in Chandigarh. And this is the same one since 1963 in India's supersonic fighter with its maiden squadron of 28th Squadron at Chandigarh. And its name is First Supersonics over the years, as well as this is the same one which participated in Kargil, Balkot strikes, and even in Operation Sindoor. And this is the same one when in Abhinandan Vartman, then wing commander, shot down a Pakistani F-16 in 2019 and before being captured across the border. So just once again go through the importance, and if you may get a chance of get this question in some state level exams or something, but if you want to write in your defense related answers, you can quote it as an example. That's it. So astronomers have spotted the biggest bang since the Big Bang. It's about ENTs. So extremely nuclear transients. So these are nothing but the most powerful than gamma rays, and extreme nuclear transits are objects whose brightness change over a short period. So I have added this. You may get a questions. Recently we have seen ENTs which are in news. So they may ask you full form, or they may ask you ENTs related to what, or they may ask you how it can be helpful for studying these massive black holes and all these things. For prelims, it may be you may get a question on this. There is a chances. So that's the reason I added, and it's available in the digital version. So this is nothing but these are the traverse immense distances and remain luminous in radio wavelength. It's a purely SNT based questions, and just started to tell you that studying these or building samples of these ENTs will be helpful or possible to study massive black holes in the early universe, especially the large majority of those which are there, and it can serve as an excellent complement to studies of these present and earlier situations. That's it, nothing more than that. H1B, maybe India's tech workers must reduce their reliance on US jobs. That's the reason I said if you are writing something related to India US relations, you have to give all this 360 degrees approach. And one more point added, or one more challenge added, that is this H1B dollar 100,000 as a fee. So here he clearly mentioned skilled talent mobility and exchanges have contributed enormously to the technology development, innovation, economic growth, competitiveness, and wealth creation in both India, US, and other nations. If these kind of things they are going to take, it will definitely give potential impact on even visa applicants in the tech space to be, and even focusing on thinking about jana zaruri hai kya kind of. So definitely it's a kind of challenge for both us and to them also, and capitalizing on opportunities to develop new capabilities, especially in the artificial intelligence space, and exploring new markets across Asia, including China, Russia. We are doing a lot good even in parts of Europe. So even where the transatlantic contraction and nativist protectionism has not yet found willing takers, so this is how it is gonna impact these jobs, especially in US, not only the techies of the India. So this is all about this. We fear big industries, outsiders will occupy our land. So this is all about Ladakh's protest. And this is the first time it has appeared, I think, in recent days. So it's about the Ladakh protest, which is taken up by this group, and they have four demands. That is, Ladakh is for statehood, and second is for sixth schedule safeguards, Lok Sabha seats for Leh, as well as filling of job vacancies. So Lok Sabha seats for Leh and Kargil, as well as job vacancies. They are fearing because since 2019 it was converted into UT, and there's a lots of committee recommendations for there studying about these concerns of people in Ladakh. and the committee reconstructed and reconstituted these talks and all these things, but there's still lack of proper understanding, and still there's lot gap between these discussions and all. So they have to come up with few what is called, this land is ours, and they have to give 100% protection and 100% assurance and all these things. So just the question and answers, you for exam just remember these four demands are there, that's it. No need to go into the details and background. Yes, the message beyond ending Sri Lanka's elite impunity. In the previous sessions, we have discussed about Ranil Wickremesinghe's how they Sri Lankan administration and Sri Lankan economy, and again this accountability, corruption, and mainly it's a failure of misuse of few people's and public funds, remanded, and he was taken into custody or arrested on the way from UK while returning his attending and returning to Colombo, while attending her wife's some event at university and all these things. So in this article he clearly again mentioned about day 1 to till today, how it impacted, and before arresting him, how these protesters captured the prime minister's office, and they clearly mentioned the word saying, please don't damage anything, because if we are going to break anything here, we are the ones who are going to pay for it. As well as he, in this article he clearly mentioned how these national people's power government beyond its showing a willingness to hold even the powerful to account. Mr. Vikram Singh stood as distant third in the 2024 Sri Lankan elections, and he clearly mentioned about how the whole event, how is good governance or government failed, calling for greater accountability persisted, and he given a crux of his administrative failures led to this financial crisis, as well as there are misuse of public funds, and other than that he mentioned about despite its numbers still political experiment and all these things, developing nations are frequently accused of being less mature democracies, and in Sri Lanka the public has radically reshaped its relationship to political power. He given this article again in the light of this recent protest and all these things, that's it, nothing more than that. A leader who has connected power to the people. In this article, again it is given by Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, also for Rural Development. These days if you see, editorials and articles have been given by this Union Minister. In previous session we have seen that Great Nicobar article has been given our Honorable Minister, Minister for Environment and Forest. So in this article he clearly mentioned about our Honorable Prime Minister's Narendra Modi ji's journey from childhood to now. Maybe it's a recap of his 75 years. So how, where he born, how he, उनका अपब्रिंगिंग कैसे हुआ, उनका एजुकेशन कैसे चला था, how he participated in different events and activities, and how it influenced them, and how he ran campaigns to collect used books and uniforms, and how he shown his leadership qualities in the very early childhood at the school level, and how he joined RSS, how RSS framed his career, and how he developed himself as a human being, best human being, as well as a pracharak, to then leader, then to Bharatiya Janata Party's Sangathan Mantri, that is organizing secretary, then to Gujarat's chief minister, and then to our honorable PM. So he always did lots of experiments to bring mainstream building welfare schemes, as well as bringing those vulnerable into mainstream. He was very clear at his work and the clarity of purpose, his military style organization, all these instilled him leadership qualities, as well as later doing those experiments and making them successful at the same level in Gujarat again helped him to do these few schemes successful in inventing few successful schemes like Swachh Bharat Mission and all cleanliness campaigns. So it's giving a complete crux about his life leadership, rewriting the Indian politics belongs only to elites. That's it. Can timelines be fixed for governors? Yes or no? This article has been given in the wake of this April 2025, this state of Tamil Nadu versus this governor of Tamil Nadu and ANR case. So, April 2025. Whenever you are writing something related to governors, especially in these days, there's lots of discussions going on. So, you must and have to mention this particular article if you are writing something relevant to this mains answer. And even it's important for prelims. So, article 200 क्या है, article 163 क्या है, एक बार देख लीजिए. And what are the 4 powers governor has? First one, second one, third one, fourth one. This must and should, मतलब diagram डालोगे या points लिखोगे, it's again up to you. So he or she have 4 alternatives. He may give assent to the bill or he may hold the assent to the bill. That is like rejecting the bill, in which case or fails to become a law kind of. And he may return the bill for reconsideration, as well as he may reverse the bill for consideration of the president. So these are the 4 powers he has. इन्होंने क्या किया? He withhold for a long time, then the government approached Supreme Court and then they came up with all these things we have discussed enough times. So now they're saying the center and governors should follow the timeline prescribed by this April 2025 judgment of the Supreme Court, because government क्या हो रहा है, governors at state level, especially these parties or these what is called who are, मतलब सेंटर में एक है और स्टेट में कोई अलग है, तो देयर लॉट्स ऑफ डाइवर्स इन ओपिनियंस होके इट्स गिविंग लॉट्स ऑफ इम्पैक्ट. मतलब सेंटर और स्टेट में सेम गवर्नमेंट अगर नहीं है तो दिस काइंड ऑफ इश्यूज आर राइजिंग. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ फोकसिंग ऑन हाउ टू मतलब hold or something, you have to come up with saying something or coming up with the selectively, instead of selectively delaying the essence or reserving bills against the advice of the Council of Ministers, because it is his responsibility to listen to them. Even though if he is doing that, he or she, you may have to come up and understand and respect this 2025 verdict. This is all about this article. So quiz on World Athletics Championships that concluded on Sunday. As I already merged, persons in sports, high chances of getting questions. That's the reason I added. Just make a list of these in your current affairs notes. And yes, persons in news, again I have added this slide because singer Zubeen Garg, who belonged from this Guwahati, recently lost him. So you may get a question on him or his contribution to this music and all these things. Just that's it. And facts, yes, these are the recent facts and observations which can be helpful for writing as an examples or facts data related to the relevant mains answer. So just make a list of or note down in your current affair notes. As every time I mention 100 years ago, 50 years ago, these facts related to the editorials and the facts data which given in the editorials are highly important. Please do write them in one place in your current affair notes and try to revise them as many times as possible. And yes, these are the 100 days ago, 50 years ago. I hope these are the articles for today's session. That's it. So hopefully this session is very helpful for you. And I'm extremely sorry if I'm really not feeling well these days. But even then I'm trying to do something better which can be helpful for your preparation. Instead of doing nothing, we should do something which might be helpful and meaningful. So I'm trying my best to give the best for your preparation. Hopefully it's really helpful for you. And these are the articles for today's The Hindu, from today's The Hindu for all the competitive exams. Hopefully it's really helpful. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Study well.